This is Punishment Martinez. You're listening to Morgan Richards on Radio Cardist.
Hey, I'm Morgan Richards from Radio Cardiff, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm joined live on the phone now by a man who is leading the world of professional wrestling to a journey into darkness. It's, of course, Ring of Honor's creeper of violence, Mr. Punishment Martinez.
How you doing, man? Nice intro.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Not bad.
So how's things?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. Loving life, living the dream. I actually just got home from the gym. Flew in last night. I was at a QT Marshall's movie premiere last night in Atlanta with Cody Rhodes and Brandy and Glacier and other personalities from movie and film industry as well. So it was a pretty cool deal over there.
So, of course, it's fast approaching to the biggest wrestling weekend of the year, where at Supercard of Honor, you'll be competing in what is being labelled as a special attraction match against Tomohiro Ishii from New Japan, with it being the promotion's biggest ever show to date in New Orleans on April 7th. Are you just excited to mix things up with styles and see the really excitement of the fans?
Of course. I think Ring of Honor has worked so hard as a company to produce the best product possible for its audience, and now we get to do it with our biggest crowd possible and bringing in other companies to help out and really create something special. I'm really excited, and I'm especially excited because I get to work with or face off with Ishii, who's somebody who, although we look different and act different, but we have the same rep in our respective companies. He's the baddest man in New Japan. He's tough. Everybody fears fighting him because they know he can go. And if you're in a match with him, you're in for a fight. And in Ring of Honor, that's me. So it's going to be great. Although it's a clash of styles, it's actually very similar in that fight aspect.
And do you find these type of matches where you're competing against people from other promotions like New Japan a little bit more exciting than working with regular guys that you've worked time and time again? Kind of a fresh impact?
Well, whenever you get the chance to work with somebody new who's a major star, it's always, you always get a little more amped up, and it's always exciting. I wouldn't say I get more excited than guys, that work for Ring of Honor, but because we've never worked, I'm excited, because it's somebody different. But it's the same as if I get to work with somebody who I haven't faced before in Ring of Honor. And there's plenty of guys on the roster that I still haven't faced in, at least in singles competition. So whenever I get those opportunities, it's exciting. But seeing as, he is a major star in New Japan, and we're, on American soil, working at a Ring of Honor event, the biggest event of the year, it does amp me up a little bit more.
And of course, you're making quite an impact in Ring of Honor recently, being involved in various title shot pictures for both the Ring of Honor World title and TV championships. After winning the prestigious Survival of the Fittest tournament back in November, is it quite a goal for you now, owning the championship gold and representing the whole of the level?
Absolutely. That's, I set goals, everybody does, right? Whether short term or long term. But my goal right now is to be a champion, in Ring of Honor. So, of course, winning the Survival of the Fittest tournament was step one. Now I'm in title picture. Now I just got to go out there and get the job done. I've had opportunities, and for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out yet. But I say yet because it's only a matter of time. As long as I do my part and maintain in the title picture, my time will come, and I know that I will be successful in achieving my dream. So, yeah, that's the goal. Right now, it's gold.
And of course, Ring of Honor have just recently launched a new on-demand streaming service of Honor Club. With the whole archive being uploaded, what match or moment personally sticks out for you?
On just the company level itself, I love going back and watching, old matches with, let's say, whether it's AJ Styles or Samoa Joe or Punk or, Tyler Black. There's so many guys that I get to watch, and I'm not in the position to pick their brain, but at least I could pick apart their matches and see what these megastars, what was successful for them, and if I can incorporate some of that with what I do, it could only make me better, which is exactly what I do. I usually, study the best to figure out how I could be the best. So Honor Club for a wrestler, it gives me the opportunity to do just that, to study and be better. And then for a fan, man, any of the stars that you see today on different forms on different platforms, You have a service that gives you some of their best and early career moments. So it's a great outlet for any wrestler or fan.
Yeah, and is there any match of yours in particular that comes to mind when you suggest the Honor Club?
There's two actually. One, at last year's War of the Worlds tour when I got to face off with Will Ospreay. It's a match that I know a lot of people haven't seen, but every time somebody watches it, it is wowed, because it was one of my best matches here in Ring of Honor, and it's just a shame that a lot of people, because of where I was at that point in time with the company, I was still below the radar, so to speak, where I was still trying to make my mark and establish my name. So now people that know me can go back and watch it and really be impressed for something I did before I started getting these title opportunities and whatnot. And then in the Survival of the Fittest tournament, when I faced off with Jay Lethal, who I do believe is the best wrestler in the world. He is phenomenal, and I think our chemistry in the ring was something special. And I won both those matches, so that always makes them better as well.
Yeah, well, of course. And a lot of wrestlers seem to talk about their influences and experiences on the road. A couple of people would really considered you as a veteran now, being in the business since really 2004. What really have you learned in that time that really sticks out for you?
Just respect. You could do whatever you want in this business, as far as wrestle whoever, become a star, but ultimately, being on the road and working, you learn to have a respect not only for the people in the business, but just the business as a whole, because it's unlike anything else in the world. We don't have an off season. There is no, hey, well, you go on the disabled list and come back and you'll be fine. You'll be a starter. No, you lose, you get hurt, you lose a spot. Somebody else is taking it. It's that much harder when you come back. So we have to sometimes work hurt or work through injuries, unlike athletes in other sports. This is the hardest thing, I think, to do in the world. And I'm coming from someone who, I've played all sports. I played basketball, I played baseball, I played football, and I was a martial artist with national championship accolades. And this is the hardest thing I've ever done. So the one thing that if I've taken anything out of this business is the respect that I have for it and for everybody that does it, because it's unlike anything else in the world.
And you always say that you speak with actions. With that now, what else can we really expect from Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor and beyond coming up?
Well, now that people are starting to take notice and know who I am, now is basically, I do speak through my actions, and I'm going to continue to do so, but just continuously elevate my my own standard of performance. So what you've seen so far is maybe a taste of what you're going to see to come. So for anybody who thinks that I'm a great athletic big man, or I'm a great striker, or whatever, you've only seen a taste. So for me, I'm looking to continue this, ladder of success that I and this role that I'm on right now, and turn some heads. That's just the goal right there. With in turn becoming a champion.
Well, that's about it. Cheers, Punishment Martinez, for taking time out and having a quick chat with us.
No, my pleasure, man. Thank you very much.
No worries. Best luck now with everything in Supercard of Honor, and hopefully catch you again very soon.
Sounds good to me.